All right, the Detroit Lions get even more good news after the trade for Zadarius Smith, and I just love this guy. I think it's a really good fit for the Lions because, boom, right here, you can see where he was. Let me go back. Here he was. First, we'll talk about him, and then we'll look at the good news. Zadarius Smith right there with the red arrow, and this is what I'm seeing from the Lions lately is right there. Our current defensive linemen are just kind of getting stonewalled, and it's like, yikes. They can't get through at all. Look what he does. Pushes him back, gets in, affects the quarterback. This is good because our secondary has been really good. They are staying on guys, even without a pass rush. So you can see right here, Dak Prescott goes to look at his first read, second, not there. Zadarius Smith is there. This is football 101. We have not had a pass rusher, so I love that. This next one's really good, too. You can see him out wide. Again, he's kind of got this bull rush type of thing where he just powers around and creates some sort of problems, creates pressures. That's what we need. Of course, sacks, but we haven't even been affecting the quarterback at all. And it's like, geez, here he is standing up. Same thing, just kind of like violent with his hands. Gets in there, sack. Love this guy. Here he is in a D tackle position, kind of coming in. Working. Gets in. This is a really good player. So here's the good news. First of all, the Lions lost Aiden Hutchinson and then have won without him. That, for me, is good news number one, meaning secondary's been playing well, and the offense and special teams have picked right up. And he is just one player. I get that. He's really, really good. And we're seeing how good he is now that we don't have him. And it's like, dang. But we're winning without him, and I love that. Here's the most important thing to this trade. I think everyone looks like, all right, we got the player. What do we have to give up? That's fair. Fair to ask that. And but I think more than that is the financial cost and what's his contract? What's it look like? And so I think here's the good news of this trade. Yes, it helps us in the short term, but also in the long term. So for the short term, his salary looks like this. It's basically prorated, and we owe the remaining of this year. The Browns picked up a lot of it, so we pick him up for $600,000. Basically nothing. Cap hit nothing. So that's awesome. Now next year gets a little bit more interesting, where essentially the Lions would have to pay about $10 million to have him, but his cap hit is spread out through multiple years if we choose to keep him next year. This is the good news. We've been asking for this. I get he's 32 years old, but he comes in. This is what I'm picturing happens. Just because the Lions have proven this now. He comes in. He likes it here. He likes playing for Dan Campbell. He doesn't like the Vikings or the Packers, by the way. Love that. He likes playing here. They're winning. And he's like, okay, I want to stay here. He does well. He flourishes, right? All these things. And now you've got Aiden Hutchinson and Zadarius Smith, and you give him another year. And it's like, fine. It's $10 million for a year. I mean, to get a guy to come here for a really good defensive end for $10 million a year for a 1-year deal, there's just not guys out there doing that. We've got him. So the Lions now get to decide what they want to do next year versus like, what are we going to do? Are we going to go find somebody? We get to see him for half the season, see how he fits, and we're not going out and getting him as a free agent next year, but we're getting him this year, and we have him next year if we choose to. The good news is, if he doesn't play well, it's like, all right, we took a shot. It didn't work. It cost us nothing. He's gone. No strings attached. He's gone. And there's no money that we have to give him. So this trade, not only was it pretty affordable, giving up a 5th-round pick, this year and next year is really awesome. So Zadarius Smith, and by the way, and like we all know, this dude was unreal for the Packers. Kind of quieter for the Browns, but still making plays. He has not had a bye week yet, so I almost don't think he even plays this week. Maybe he does. Just to play, just kind of some real, probably 6 plays if he does play. but that's a lot asking him to come here, get acclimated to the team, the whole thing. So he may not even play this week, but it doesn't matter. Love it. Now, just as a reminder, kind of where the Lions are in this whole deal, you lose to Tampa Bay, but then, man, just rattling off wins, scoring points like crazy. And you look at the next few games, and it's really interesting. You've got Houston, which at the beginning of the season looked like a very difficult game. Still is. I mean, Houston's going to be good at home Sunday night. They're ready to go. I get it. But the way we've been playing, confidence sky high. Love when we're indoors. Love when we're outdoors. Love when it's raining. Don't care. But Houston, perfect. But then look at this. Jacksonville, Indy, manageable. And then for the love, can we win on Thanksgiving against the Bears? So I'm saying you've got this 4-game stretch where if you can go 3-1 in there, 3-1, I mean, let's go. You've won the division. If you can just win 3 of these games, because you've got Green Bay at home and you've got Minnesota at home. So this is crazy. I mean, San Francisco, that's going to be a crazy game. Who knows what happens? But I'm just looking at this. The Lions are probably at worst going to lose 2 or 3 games, and that puts them at 4 losses for the season. That just feels like a number 1 seed. I mean, right? That just feels number 1 seed to me if you look at this schedule. So I love looking at that. Okay, a couple other things. Just guys that are just playing well right now. I mean, we are not even talking about it enough. I'm going to pull this up. Am I the only one that just watches Penei Sewell every once in a while? I don't watch him enough. I should. It's unreal. I mean, he is out there with the best players. This is the National Football League, and he is just so good. The touchdown run with Gibbs is just, and that's our tackle pushing 3 guys 5 yards away from where they're supposed to be, and then our sweet running back runs it in. Thank you. Another one that I just love is, Aaron Glenn. You just got to hand it to him at this point. You just do. I mean, well, I don't know. What about this? It's like, man, we have no defensive linemen. We still stop the run. We still are good in the red zone. And Dan Campbell said it the best. There's things we're not good at, but we are good at the big things. I love that. Basically, the major things we're good at. I wish we were better at everything, but man, stopping teams in the red zone, turning teams over, and stopping the run. Boom. And we don't give up explosives either. So Aaron Glenn, he's the real deal. Like, we can just say that now. The other guy that's been quiet is DJ Reader. Would love to see him step up a little bit. Aleem McNeil's trying to do his best. I love what he's doing, but geez. Another thing, I don't know if you saw this, but Brian Branch, Jahmyr Gibbs, Kirby Joseph, there's a handful of guys that went to the Pistons game. And I'm seeing them there, and I'm just like, look at all these stars that we have. I mean, you take one of those players and move them to another team, that's one of their best players on the team. You take Jahmyr Gibbs and put him somewhere else. He's the best player on the team. You take Brian Branch and throw him on the Browns. He's the best player. And we've got 6 of those guys, and they're all just like at a Pistons game. David Montgomery is a star number 1 running back, feature back on any team in the NFL. And it's like, yeah, him and Jahmyr Gibbs. And by the way, they've shared carries almost 50-50, which is so awesome. I mean, they look healthy as can be. They're not banged up. They're ready to do this. So knock on wood that our offensive line stays healthy. And if they do, sky's the limit. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see all of you on the next one.